Hello, beautiful people. I am Sondrell, back again with another video. And today, we're gonna talk about how I got my commercial property. In a different video, I'm gonna explain to y'all the process, ups and downs, goods and bads, how I got the mortgage, all that kind of stuff. But this story I'm gonna tell happened to me, I guess about 6 years ago. So, around 7 years ago, I found this particular spot, and I was just tired of renting. I had been renting for years on top of years on top of years, and I just got to the point where I wanted to invest my money instead of pretty much wasting it, even though it's really not a waste when you're renting because you are occupying the space. But I wanted to see my money grow. So I decided that I was going to look for some property. I wasn't quite ready yet, but I still wanted to see, what my options were. So what I did was I found this particular spot, and it was for sale. But the realtor told me that the owner was willing to rent it for the first year. But after that year, she was like hard pressed on selling. So had I not purchased it, she probably would have wanted me to move. I don't know. But anyway, so one morning I was in the bank, and I had already rented it for a year. I was in the bank, and I live in a small town. And when I walked into the bank, the lady that's always at the front, she said, "Good morning, Sondrell, how you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm fine, how you doing, yada, yada, yada." So I went and got in line to do my deposit, and I was standing there with the clerk, and the same lady, Miss Jackie, she walked up to me while I was doing my transactions, and I looked at her, and I'm like, "Hey." She said, "Sondrell, is there anything we can do for you?" And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, "Anything. Is there anything we can do for you?" I was like, "Well, kind of, sort of. I'm trying to purchase the building that I'm in, the one that I occupy now." And she said, "You can do it." And I was like, "Okay." So she said, "I tell you what, I'm going to give your phone number to Randy, and Randy's going to call you." And I was like, "Okay, Randy." So it was probably about 2 days later. I was getting dressed for work, and my phone rang, and I noticed the number. It was the bank. So I picked up the phone, and he said, "Hey, I need to speak to Sondrell McKenzie." Like, this is she. He said, "This is Randy." Gave me his last name. I am the president of the bank. I'm like, "Okay." He said, "I heard you were trying to purchase the building that you now occupy, that you work from, which is a commercial building." And I was like, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, I want to help you with that." So I'm like, "Okay, it's odd." So he said, "I tell you what, on Thursday, I'm going to come and see you." So I said, "Okay, cool." So I got to work that Thursday. I'm just working, minding my business. Okay, this man said he come to see me, whatever. And all of a sudden, here he came walking through the door. He looked around. He, checked out everything, looked at my inventory, looked at all my dryers, all my working supplies, everything. And he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get in touch with you." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." The very next day, he called me and he said, "I'm gonna help you get that building." He said, "Bring me 2 years of your tax returns, and we're gonna go from there." Y'all, I think about a month later, I was sitting at the closing table, finalizing everything. And it was amazing, because who would have thought? And I say that just to say, what God has for you is for you. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. He will put everything in place, make everything plain. And when it is your time, it is your time. And nothing in the atmosphere can stop it. Nothing. If it is for you, it is for you. You ain't got to fight for it. You ain't got to backbite for it. None of that. If it's for you, pray about it and trust and believe. You got it. Trust him, because that was all I had. I had to trust God through the entire process. Now, what I will say is, which I'm going to go into the whole process. Keep in mind, when you're purchasing commercial property, the first thing, even when you're buying a house, the first thing they're going to ask you is, did you open your business, and are you maintaining your business with your own money? That's one of the first things they're going to ask. And I'll tell you why in another video. And I'm going to give you this tip. Always have, when you do your taxes, always have business income. Make sure you put on there what you're paying in rent, what your supplies, your shoes, your clothes, everything. Make sure you have business income, because that is important. That's what they really gonna look at when it comes to purchasing commercial property. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was easier for me to purchase commercial property than it was my own house. It was so much easier. Oh my goodness, the process just flowed. But I will say this, I did do a lot of research. There was some nights I might have got 2-3 hours worth of sleep, because I was determined that when I sat to that closing table, the process that I had to go through before that, I was gonna be ready. So all I'm gonna tell you right now is trust God, believe in him and only him, and believe in yourself. Just know that you can do it. Now, God gonna line up some people, and when he do and they come to you, just be ready. That was the biggest thing for me. I was ready. I was ready. So when Jackie came to me and said, how can we help you? It was like, ooh, as a matter of fact, you can. And it just took off. So I'm gonna tell you, just be ready. Have your stuff together. And if I could do it, you can do it. Okay? Because it was just that easy. So, like I say, I'm gonna get back with y'all, but right now, I gotta go to work. So, y'all have a good day. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back, because I'm gonna explain the entire process and your should nots and all of that stuff. So, see y'all later. Bye.